I'd like to start the show today with a song, a sound that's being offered. If a person wants some real guidance and a real education, they can test out singing it in what's called new use sessions before they go to sleep in the evening for 15 minutes or so. And they wake up in the morning, test it again for 15 minutes or so and see what life shows you. It goes like new you. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about real freedom today, and maybe best way to talk about it for me right now is to talk about what it isn't, what the implied freedom is on earth, like things like belief and hope and faith. And it sounds like that just means I don't know stuff. It's not I guess you'd call anything that's of value. We have all this stuff going on Earth that so many are unaware of. And they seem to want to keep people controlled and used for their purposes and not become aware of the real universes that exist that most people don't know anything about, or they don't want people to know about real guides like Rebazar Tars. And we have Dwayne Hepner giving references and guidance and education stuff about being able to get to real universes where there is real freedom and nobody controls anybody. And it's pretty much a person kind of has to listen with your heart to what's being offered and not so much the mind. It'll follow. I guess it's how it works. We've been given this great gift of free will. So each person decides for themselves what's important in their life. And if they're really sincerely want to make sense of what life is all about, to have some real guidance and get a real education, putting out the effort to find out, then the real guides will teach a person how to become more aware. I'll read a little bit about this life right now. It says that Dwayne has wrote, "Life is always new now, and what has been created up to this new moment has become old and outdated and does not relate to the true reality life is now, except as a reference to what no longer is possible for real freedom. Who will see this? Who will have the real courage to step forward and be shown what is real now? Can the whole of life be figured out with what anyone has gained from the created knowledge of this world? It's a choice a person makes to find out about Dwayne the Great Writer and the wonderful worldwide educators, the new presentation and the New Adventure is series books that Dwayne the Great Writer has wrote that are available through Lulu. If a person is wanting to find out for themselves if it's real guidance and a real treasure for them, that's taking a risk to find out. Because if you're just going to stay the same, you're going to stay the same. You won't change. Things aren't going to change. And it is time right now for a certain amount of people on this earth and maybe some of the other worlds to have a real recognition of Reba's Tars and the universal guides. Because they're here to help us become more aware about what life's all about. So by testing those new use sessions, by singing the new use song, sound, to show you're sincerely trying, that they'll see and give you the chance to see if you can earn your way into these real universes without being controlled by authoritarians or brutalitarians or all these things in the psych realms that we don't want to experience anymore, that we're tired of, like wars and disease and poison air and poison water and poison food. This new presentation is more real than anything you're seeing here in the physical. But you have to find out for yourself. The real value of what Dwayne's presenting. Today is the moment, here and now. And we're trying to discover our real awareness. And now's the time to get real. Because what's being provided is a real benefit for those who are searching for the key to the real universes. And it's only for those in this adventure that are brave and bold. In our dreams, we may get experiences that will give us clues or hints of things that we're not aware of in this physical realm. It sounds like it's pretty much for those that are at the point of having a a pure heart now, to be truly sincere with their heart, and to really be reading and practicing what is being presented, to get some total awareness and real freedom. Hard for our human minds to think about the wonderment of the endless universes of sound and light, where there's untold wonderful beings these universal guides can position themselves, sounds like, anywhere they want. And on this earth, there is no freedom, and there never will be. We have these gods of man in the psych realms, and they're cruel to us humans. And so we have this opportunity with the real guides have chosen the new man, who's Dwayne Hepner, to give us some references, hints, clues about what life's all about and how to get it out of this psych realm stuff and not have to return, how we can earn our way finally after countless lifetimes to get into the real universes. At this time, it sounds like real freedom is not for everyone, because many people want to stay the same in this cause and effect creation. But those who want to explore and see if there's something better than this life they know, the new man is the way out. We've all gone through struggles for untold lifetimes to get to this point. So, anyway, is there something you'd like to say, Val, or anybody?
Yes, thank you, Tim. Regarding the real freedom, Dwayne has mentioned that real love is real freedom, which is kind of interesting, because normally love we think of as emotion and feeling and sensation, desire. Mainly, this kind of love comes from the astral plane, the emotional plane. But real love, as he puts it, is real freedom, which is kind of an interesting way to look at love. So if you consider that for some time, what I see from that is that it's there's no restrictions. It's expansive. You can do what you want, basically, or go where you want. This is like what the is provided for us. It's basically optimal survival, and that to me is a form of love, where he's given us an opportunity to survive, to live, to have awareness. I mean, that is like where the gratitude comes in that we talk about, and the humility and the sincerity and the purity. But what is love? It's an interesting look if you look at it beyond the emotional aspect of it. And Dwayne has said, real love is real freedom. Real freedom is real love. I guess they're interchangeable, but it's it's another way to for a person to look at life. And we're not negating the love aspect of the emotional love aspect, because that's part of the human experience, which is fine, but just in its place. You don't want it to take over your whole life like it did for me through my 3 marriages, where I was looking for love in so-called all the wrong places, you could say. But through it, I learned, I had a chance to really look at it. And now I see that there's so much more. And, I was going off the idea of you find love in the heart of a woman. You've probably heard that. People have heard that. Even I think Paul mentioned it in one of his books. That's like maybe from the East you get that idea, or from somewhere. But and it's somewhat true. I mean, there's aspects to that are true, but in the real sense, the real love is beyond any of the emotional aspects of a relationship. So the relationships are being to being, where you are just seeing each other as you are, and then you can add on. You can have add-ons to that. You can add on love or whatever you want in the creation worlds. That this goes along with the real freedom aspect, where everybody pretty much, there's no ties or restrictions or responsibilities. Everybody's free to be who they are. We're free beings of light, and real freedom. That's really freedom.